Hello everyone, it's Almighty Schwan here, and you might be wondering what this video is all about. Well, I'm going to explain some things about just content creating in general, at least for myself, and me live streaming. Throughout this entire time, I want to address one thing though. I know I put out a video about a few weeks ago talking about what I'm planning on doing in the beginning of 2025 and so on and so forth. That being said, plans do change. Plans always will change. So let's get right into the video. Like I said, just a few moments ago, I put out a video about a couple of weeks ago addressing that I was going to start streaming about 6 times a week. And over that time, before even that time, if anyone knows how I make these videos, I make them in segments. And the reason why I make them in segments, because some days I don't have a lot of time on my hands to try to make one long video and then edit it down. So I make small little segments here and there, and then I finally put the video together and I edit each segment individually in that whole editing process, and then I put it out on YouTube. And I did say that since June, I was thinking about streaming 6 times a week. And now why would I be streaming 6 times a week? Well, for one major reason, I play a lot of long single player games, right? Battlefield Fantasio is one of them. Persona 3 is another one. We are currently playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, and these games are generally very long and very tedious at this point to try to play them. Now you might be wondering why I say that it's kind of tedious to try to play these very long games. I usually stream only 4 to 3 hours depending on the time I work, right? Pretty much I usually stream 5 days a week, and I stream mostly those 5 days a week about 3 hours of that. And trying to play an 100 hour game is not almost beneficial for the channel, because me streaming more is not going to help me. It's going to actually hurt my channel in the long run, because I'm not making content outside of streaming. I don't have a lot of time on my hands. That's an obvious. And the reason why I don't have a lot of time on my hands is because, one, I am still going in and out of doctor's offices. There are still some things I'm trying to resolve. I'll get into that later. But also, I work a normal job. That normal job pays for, the games I play or bills and stuff like that. Like this, that's the big reason why. And I think that doing streaming the way I am is not going to help. So, what I'm going to do, obviously what I'm going to do, is I've been thinking about 2 options. Now, what are those 2 options? Well, obviously I'm going to tell you, but let's move that to the next segment on pretty much the options. Now let's get into the 2 options that I have. And before I go over these options, y'all might be wondering, well, why are these 2 options now existing? Why are they going to be more of a front for this video? And first of all, I want to mention that I would love feedback between these 2 options, or maybe you have another option that might be a lot better generally, and I would very appreciate that. And 2, the reason why this is being brought up now is, the more I think about it, as much as I love streaming and everything else, there is sometimes a content creator does have to step back a little bit and evaluate the situation on what they can personally do to, per se, grow a bigger community. A lot of this is about building a community and building a better community. And yeah, getting into option one now. Option one is I stream less. Like I said previously, that I did put out a video about a few weeks ago saying that I'm going to stream 6 times a week and I'm going to stream more and more and more. And I don't think that's the best option for me. The more I think about it and the more I take a step back and evaluate the situation that of streaming more doesn't help a channel. It actually hurts a channel. Because what makes a community and what helps build a bigger community is being able to produce content out of streaming. This isn't 2013 anymore, 2014, 2015 Twitch anymore. This is you have to start doing content out of the streaming side of content creating. And as much as I love streaming, what would that mean? Will I be still continuing playing single player games 3 times a week? Indicating that would just take longer to finish them. No, I would not be playing single player games on my channel. That means everything would be put onto my Let's Play channel now. Just not a VOD channel, a Let's Play channel. And the reason why I thought that option one would be a very good idea is because I could still stream and be able to still make content. So, pretty much what I'm saying is I'm going to stream less with option one. Some weeks I might stream 4 times a week. Some weeks I might stream 3 times a week. And mostly this kind of comes down to I love playing single player games, but the issue is that I like to play these big, long JRPGs, RPGs, and that's what I prefer in many ways. But whenever you're only streaming 5 times a week, 2 hours of that is, the content that you're currently making. And playing an 80-hour game is going to take you over a month and a half to finish. And the thing about me is that I love video games. I love these single player games. But the longer I stay on these games, I get burnt out of them. I genuinely do. And the problem at that point is if I'm getting burnt out on these games, I'm not having fun with those games anymore. It's almost a chore at that point to play these games. And I don't think that's the right approach I should be doing for content creating. So that is pretty much option one. I stream 3 to 4 times a week, and really depends. I'm going to say mostly I'm going to lean to 3 times a week, then over the 4. But some weeks I might stream 4. And because of this, that means all my single player content will be moved to pretty much YouTube. Now, you might be all wondering, well, how would that change anything? This would change pretty much. I can record on Wednesdays instead of streaming very late at night, and yeah, pretty much streaming very late at night on Wednesdays and still only getting 3 hours of gameplay. I can record like 8 hours worth of content, and guess what? I have 8 videos at that point because I can condense them down. I have more time to, record. I have more time to, per se, edit videos down and make them more cohesive and so on and so forth. Now, what is option 2? Option 2 is pretty much I just stop streaming 100% and just start focusing on single player content on my Let's Play channel. And with that being said, what would that bring in? What is the bad about this and what is the good about it? The bad is this, I will take a very long hiatus from streaming, and that's just not a great way to kind of try to build a community on Twitch. And it's not the best option. With that being said, the good on this one is that I would be able to record every single day and be able to get through games a lot faster in that time period of what I want, right? And whenever I say what I want is I used to, before I stream, I used to finish a game like, per se, Kingdom Come Deliverance in 2-3 weeks. And I would move on to the next game because I would be playing that game every single day. And let alone, there's a lot of times I don't play video games with friends on the days I have off. Tons of people are busy. And so I would just play the game for 12 straight hours. And that's what I'm kind of bringing into this, is with that. Now, going back to option 1, if I do option 1, it's not a bad option. I stream 3 times a week. I play Path of Exile 2 or Marvel Rivals or Borderlands. Yeah, I'm planning on playing Borderlands with some friends relatively soon. And so on and so forth. With that, I still be able to play my multiplayer games that I just don't... I want to play more multiplayer games too, that I just don't have time to do because I feel like I have an obligation to y'all to make single player content stuff, right? And with a VOD channel, as much as I do love single player games, with a VOD channel, whenever you have nothing there, it just feels like an empty space, right? And with that being said, I would be able to take 3 days off of that entire thing and be able to edit down the videos, being able to really condense the videos and be able to do more with those videos. Same thing as option 2. It's just, you know, I would just stream multiplayer games, and that's mostly it. Like I said, if y'all have another option that would be better, I would love to hear it, so leave it down in the comments below. Hell, even come into my chat on Twitch during this time and pretty much say that, hey, you know, I thought of this option would be a lot better for you, especially how you have a lot of limited time, and be able to just do a lot more generally outside of streaming. So yeah, just let me know that. I do have one little tiny part left, and we're gonna get right into that. I just want to insert this part really quickly before the end of the video. There might be some questions about the last little part that I did. Now, like I said, a lot of the stuff I pre-record weeks in advance and so on and so forth. And I have tried to record that part multiple times. And every time I record that part, I feel like it almost sounds like I'm a little shellfish on some things. So here's me clarifying some stuff. With option 1, really quickly, with option 1, pretty much I would go down to a 3-day schedule on Twitch, indicating all of my Let's Plays would go on my Let's Plays channel, SwansGaming. Pretty much it's still SwansGaming, but option 2 would pretty much be, hey, you know, I'm going to take a little bit of a hiatus, just do YouTube content and see where that really goes. Now, like I said, I'm more leaning to option 1, do 3 times a week on Twitch, and then the rest of the time pre-record content per se for Let's Plays and for YouTube Shorts and many other little tiny things that I can also do off stream a lot more than I could whenever I'm streaming 5 times a week. Now, I also want to mention this on top of everything else. The Other thing is that this will also allow me to get some other stuff done in my personal life. I'm not going to mention what that personal stuff is. Maybe down the line I'll make a video about that personal stuff. But overall, the more I think about it and so on and so forth, this would just allow me to do that stuff that would definitely benefit me personally a lot more than anything else. Now, some people are gonna probably ask, hey, what does this mean for the YouTube side of things? You know, you did say that in the last video, in the update video, you're gonna start uploading 6 times a week. How is that gonna be, you know, how is that gonna affect things and so on and so forth? Here's what I'm gonna say. Like I said, that at the end of January, I will make an official statement between Blue Sky, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere else, and I will make my final decision then. If y'all have opinions about that, please drop them down in the comments below, or give me some opinions on whenever I live stream through the month of January. I like feedback, and feedback can be very good. That being said, going back to the last video, yes, times are still going to be changing on YouTube from 6 to 5 p.m. PST to 1 to 12 p.m. PST. It really just depends on, you know, time, you know, during that year, on, you know, daylight savings time and so on and so forth on that time, obviously. But that being said, that's not going to change. What it will change is if I am going to start pre-recording all of my Let's Plays, I'm probably going to shrink them down to about 1 to 2 hours instead of having almost 3 hours of gameplay in one cohesive way. I will probably also trim out a lot of the stuff that, like, if I keep dying from a boss multiple times, I'll probably trim some of that out and make a very funny short compilation of me just raging the entire time in that video. I think that would be a lot more funnier and a lot more entertaining instead of just watching me struggle for an hour and a half on a boss. There's a lot of good things that can come from option 1 and 2. That being said, I just want to insert this little part real fast because every time I try to record that, it just sounds like I'm selfish and sounds like that, oh, the numbers only matter, and they really don't. It's more on the fact that I'm just not able to do more outside of Twitch whenever I'm streaming. And I love streaming, but knowing that it doesn't help a small streamer in my case to grow a community, make a bigger community. And obviously this is not about money. If this was all about money, I would be even pushing harder than I am. This is just finding cool, awesome people to talk to about the hobbies that I enjoy, and maybe the hobbies y'all enjoy too. And that's kind of the big thing that I want to put in this little ending segment of this video is, after you watch that first segment to this segment, it's really hard to try to say what you're going to say without saying, almost sounding like you're selfish, if that makes sense. Anyway, but yeah, pretty much we're gonna wrap the video up. So yeah. Now, y'all might be wondering, when will this all take effect? When will this happen? When will I make a decision on, hey, I'm going to do option 1, or I'm going to do option 2 and take a little bit of a hiatus, maybe reboot the channel a little bit, do little things in the background, so on and so forth. I'm going to say the end of January 2025. I think this gives enough time for people to really come back to this video, give me options, give me opinions on what I should do, and generally just get the video, you know, out there, and let people kind of have a discussion and stuff like that. What would be better in you know, in content creating for myself. So I'm going to say the end of January. That means if I do option 1, starting the first full week of February, and I mean it, you know, starts on a Sunday, ends on a Saturday, the first full week of February, I will do either option 1 or I will do option 2. I will also be putting out a poll on Twitter. I'll put it on my YouTube channel to kind of see how everyone feels about between these two options. These posts will last until the end of January. I think I can do that with Twitter. I know I can do that with YouTube. And they will go all the way until the end of January, and I will make my final decision. And I will just make a post on YouTube and Twitter and Blue Sky to follow me all on all those platforms, because I will make that decision at that time. Well, I think that ends this video pretty much. And obviously, the reason why this video is called We Need to Talk, at least part 1, I have another video planned eventually that might not be coming out until sometime middle of January now. There's a lot of editing that's happening with that video, but I will eventually get it out. This is kind of important for me to talk about, because as much as I do love streaming, the biggest issue is me playing a lot of these big single player games. This isn't my full-time job. This is a hobby. And I sometimes just want to play these games to play the game, right? And there's a lot of times that I just don't want to turn on everything for streaming, get the V2 model on, get chat up, get music ready, do a bajillion things. And I don't think people understand, though, if you never streamed before, there's so many little things you have to do to prepare for the next stream. And as much as I love streaming single player content, it seems like the shorter the game is, it's not beneficial for me to play short games because I'm moving away to them too fast. And it's not beneficial for me to stream bigger games because I'm staying on them too long. And I know that if you stay on a game long enough, you'll find a core audience. But with single player content games, you don't really find the core audience all the time. You do find a good, you know, some people joining and some people leaving here and there, and because you're playing a single player game. So me moving to multiplayer games with option 1 would definitely benefit, probably benefit me a little bit better. But like I said, y'all let me know. Y'all will definitely let me know which option would be better, option 1 or option 2. And overall, I hope everyone had a great Christmas, had a great holiday, had a great New Year's, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Hello everyone, if you like this video, then don't hesitate to check out the channel, where I upload my playthroughs, thoughts on games, and many other videos based around video games. If you want to see when the next video goes up, then don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Hope everyone has a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye!